1 second. Just making sure it's going live. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. All right, so good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Cincinnati Herald's Influencers, a weekly talk show to share young voices. My name is Nailah Edwards, and I am one of the 7 influencers, and I will be your evening host. If you have been keeping up with the influencers, you've probably heard my voice before on the radio, or you've probably watched some of my old reruns. If you did not catch my last show, my show consists of introducing you to the amazing, talented, and hardworking youth of Cincinnati, as well as speaking on influential topics that are important for our younger generation. So we are still not back in the Buzz radio station as of yet, but it's okay because we are still pushing through with these virtual interviews. Thank God for Zoom and Facebook Live. So hopefully when the world decides to clear up, we'll be back in the studio. But today I will be introducing you to Adam Hayden, who is the head of Kids4Peace Cincinnati, which is a chapter of Kids4Peace International, which is a global interfaith youth movement founded in Jerusalem. So I'm certainly excited to chat with Adam today about this wonderful organization. And we also have 2 students, Halima Malik and Zoe Good from the Kids4Peace Leadership Board that has joined us as well. And we will be hearing from them. But first, before we get into hearing from them about this wonderful organization, I'd like to remind you to check out the Cincinnati Herald this week. You can pick up a copy of the newspaper at your local Walgreens, UDF, Joseph Beth, or any other newspaper stand around the city. You can also go to the Cincinnati Herald and subscribe to get mail delivery. So like I said, we are on Zoom here and Facebook Live on the Cincinnati Herald's page. So if you have any questions or comments throughout the show, please feel free to drop them below in the comments, which some people have already started watching, so great. But without further ado, I would like to welcome Adam Hayden. It's an honor to have you on my show today, Adam, and it's a privilege to know you. I've known you for so long, and I'm excited to chat all about Kids4Peace today, along with Halima and Zoe. So welcome you all.
Thanks, good to be here.
Yeah, it's great to have you. Can you guys just simply do a little introduction and tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Cool. Yeah. How about Zoe? Why don't you jump in?
Hi, I'm Zoe. I've been with Kids4Peace for, gosh, I think 3 years now, which feels like a long time, but it's been wonderful. I'm on the board of Kids4Peace and excited to be here today.
Awesome.
Cool. And Halima?
So my name is Halima. I've been with Kids4Peace for almost about a year now. I'm 17 and going into my senior year of high school. And then, as you mentioned, it is an interfaith group. So if anyone is wondering, I'm Muslim.
Oh, I'm 16. I'm going to be a junior this year, and I'm Christian.
Cool. And I'm Adam Hayden, and I work with the Presbyterian Church of Wyoming, as well as Kids4Peace here in Cincinnati. And 2 kids, and we just got pet rats, which is very exciting. My kids are thrilled about it. And when I'm not with the family or trying to empower young people, I'm usually doing something involved with hip hop music. So,
sure.
And also glad to be here.
Wonderful. So I was on the Kids4Peace website and I saw that Kids4Peace was founded in 2002, and it was originated in Jerusalem, which is really cool. And now it's like a global organization now. I see that it's like in Jerusalem and France, and they have like 3 locations in the United States, which is like, I believe in Boston and then Seattle and what was the other city? Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, yeah.
Cincinnati, of course. And then like the headquarters is in DC, and then they have an office in Jerusalem. So that's really cool. So Adam, can you briefly touch on like what Kids4Peace is all about and like the mission, what some of the values are?
Yeah, sure. As you said, it started in 2002, and it was families from these different faith traditions that wanted something better for their kids. There was a lot of war going on at that time in Jerusalem, and they just got their kids together. The kids were in 6th grade at the time, And they got their kids together and just started this program, and that just grew, like you said, to a global movement. And yeah, some of the guiding principles we have, all about youth and trying to empower youth to lead, to be action oriented. So we don't just want to talk about things, but we want to get involved. Faith rooted, and I love this one because it's not just one particular faith or two particular faiths. It's any faith, and kids of no faith at all. We have atheists in our group, and they're some of our best leaders. And so any faith that you have or no faith at all, you're welcome. Try to be community based, and so we try to take on the issues that affect the communities that we come from, and we try to be impact driven. So we're always looking at how do we do, trying to get feedback and really analyze, are we making an impact, and if not, what do we need to do to change and make more of an impact. So those are some of our guiding principles.
Sure. So is there like a specific age range for this organization, or is it just like all different types?
Yeah, so it's 6th grade through 12th grade, so essentially middle school and high school. And we just started a kind of a pilot program here in Cincinnati, where we partnered with the Baha'i community for younger kids, like ages 5 to 10-ish. So every Wednesday afternoon, we get those kids together and do like a little virtue program where they learn about a virtue, and then we tell a story and play some games. And so we're just now launching that, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, primarily 6th grade through 12th grade.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So can you all tell me how you all became involved with Kids4Peace and how you heard about this organization, as well as touch on some of your like highlighting experiences?
Yeah. Halima, you want to take that one first?
Yeah, sure. So I have a really close friend. Her name is Farha. She was with Kids4Peace before I came in, and then she was like over at my house and we were just hanging out, and she had mentioned that like the camp was coming up, and then I was like, oh, like that's kind of interesting, like tell me more about it. And then she told me, and then I was like, I'm interested in being a leader for the camp. So then she sent Adam my information, and then I went to like all of the prep meetings, and then I became a leader for the camp this year. And just those 5 days in itself were just the like highlight of Kids4Peace for me. And then a little while later, I was asked to be on the board. So I've like always kind of had a connection with like Kids4Peace since then.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Well, I heard about it when I was probably 8th grade, 7th grade, one of those summers. My parents said, you're going to this camp. And I was like, okay. And my brothers and I went, and it was really an amazing experience. So I was in the camp for 2 years, and I've been a high school leader, and now I'm on the board. So that's sort of where I got into it, but it's been amazing.
And Zoe's mom actually told me about the program, the camp, and I was, very intrigued by it. And then I met the woman that headed it up before me, Natalie, and she was great, and became friends with her. And she told me much more about Kids4Peace, and it's like, wow, this is really cool. It's needed in our society right now. So I immediately got involved.
Awesome. So Adam actually told me about Kids4Peace, and I'm very glad that I brought you onto the show to talk a little bit more about it, because I had no idea what Kids4Peace was, to be honest, but now I do. And I know you wanted me to get involved with Kids4Peace, so I really do want to get involved, and I'm excited to get involved with like being on a leadership board or anything. And then
Great. Jan
was telling me about how she knows someone in the program right now, and she was trying to get me on the leadership board. So it all worked out in his favor. So I guess
right,
it was
on.
meant to be.
Yeah. Right.
I'm really excited about all of it. So Adam, I know like we're in the middle of this pandemic, and I saw that there was like different little virtual camps that students can get involved with. So can you briefly touch on what some of those are for me? Yeah,
we have quite a few. Some have already started. And then we have quite a few that have not started yet. This Monday, we're starting a new one called Early Arrivals, Radical Departures. And it's a fun one because it's about storytelling and how we can envision a better future through storytelling. So that's going to be really cool. That one starts this Monday. Another one that we're getting a lot of kids signed up for is the Uncomfortable series that we're going to do. It's about race, Racism, and Privilege. That's starting July 20th. And so we're going to go through a book called This Book is Anti-Racist by Tiffany Jewell. And just, think about the ways in which our society, where racism is in our society and where it is in our own personal lives. And how do we combat that? How do we be anti-racist and get in the fight to make this world better in that way? And then we also have a virtual interfaith road trip program coming up in August, which is fun and kind of a cornerstone to Kids for Peace, because you're learning about other faith traditions. So we'll learn about several different faith traditions. You'll get to see, we'll go like a virtual tour of the houses of worship and things of that nature. And that's coming up in August. And there's a few more too. They're all on the website. It's K4P.org/summer. And you can see all the different programs we have coming up.
Mm-hmm. So what are some of the other different programs? If we weren't in the middle of this pandemic and doing everything virtual, how would things flow?
Yeah, well, one of the biggest things that we do every year is a camp for middle school students. Mm-hmm. And I was very excited. I'll let Zoe and Halima share a little bit more about that, as Zoe has been in the camp as a student, as a camper, and then Halima was there as a leader. But this past summer, last summer, so a year ago, was the first camp that we did that was almost entirely youth-led. So Halima and several other high school students pretty much led the entire camp and facilitated it all, which was really cool to see. And so Halima, you mind speaking to that, what your experience was like during the camp as a leader?
Yeah, so it was honestly one of the best experiences that I've ever had. I basically just led a bunch of children through these activities. And the part that I played the most role in is when all the students came to the masjid or our mosque, because I'm Muslim. So I was able to speak on my personal experiences as Muslim, and then also being able to answer the kids' questions. But then also I found it really interesting to learn about the other faiths like Judaism and Christianity, and then also just seeing how the kids engaged with everyone. It just it was such a great experience to. Yeah.
One of the really cool things that Halima pioneered was that at each religious space, we had someone from that space to give us a tour and just kind of give us some history about that religion. And that was the plan. But then Halima and some of the other leaders said, hey, we want to share our own personal faith experience and our own faith story. And so they led that and just kind of shared personally from a very sincere place. So that was pretty powerful. So that was great. Thank you for doing that, Halima. And Zoe, do you mind sharing from a camper experience what your experience was like?
Yeah, so I was a camper for 2 summers, which has been awesome. And it's a 5-day program. So you go, it's like a day camp, but it's great. And I think for me, one of the biggest things was getting to meet people that I wouldn't have met otherwise through this camp. All the different religions that it brought together and different people from all around Cincinnati has been amazing. And I think just the connections that you make with people at those camps, I'm still friends with them, and we hang out and we have weekly Zoom meetings, and we all just sort of hang out and talk about how we've been. And I think the community aspect of this program is one of the biggest things for me, which has been really great. And I think the camp is a really big part of that it really just brings all the kids together. And it's such an amazing thing to be a part of.
Yeah. Thanks, Zoe. And the camp blossomed into more programming. So it used to be, it was just a camp in the summer, and then it grew to monthly programming. So now we have a leadership team of students that plan out, what we're going to do. And we just met not too long ago around how do we plan in this virtual space. And so we've listed out some goals and some objectives, and we're going to be working on that. But it's fun because, this upcoming school year, it's going to be all youth-led, which is really fun.
Yeah. So how can people get involved with Kids for Peace? I know you touched on some the virtual camps that we have this summer, but how else can people get involved with the organization?
Yeah, so they just contact one of us. We have, online presence, Facebook and Instagram. You can just reach out. Like Zoe said, we have a weekly hangout. It's very laid back. We'll get into some serious conversations, but we also play some games. And, it's not mandatory. You don't have to come if you don't want to. If you're having a bad day, you can come, whatever. So that's every Thursday. and you can just hit us up and we can send you the Zoom link. We also have a leadership team. And so if someone wants to be on the leadership team, they more than happy. We love to have them on. So it's just as easy as just reaching out to us saying, hey, I want to get involved. And we'll just let you know what we have coming up. And the other thing is, if you want to do something that we're not doing, we can talk about it and you come up with a plan and we can help you implement it and make it happen. So.
Yeah. So do you guys accept like speakers that can come in and like talk to the kids, or is that something?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think it was September. We had some speakers come in. We did like a monthly or weekly youth group night, and we had speakers come in, kind of share their religious background. And so, yeah, we're very welcoming and open to learning about other cultures and religions.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
So if people want to like register their children, all they have to do is just go to the website.
Yeah, you just go to Kids4Peace.org/summer, and then you can read about all the different programs. And there's a registration button. And then if you have younger children out there, again, we have a program that we're piloting for ages 5-ish to 10-ish every Wednesday evening at 5:30. So if you're interested in that, just reach out to me personally, and I'll let you know about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I know that support is a big thing as well, like supporting this organization. So can you briefly touch on like how people can go about like maybe donating to Kids4Peace and helping out with the organization?
Oh, with pleasure. I'm curious to know though, Zoe and Halima, do you know where people can go if they want to donate? Put you on the spot.
The website.
The website. Ding, 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 ding. So if you go to K4P.org, up in the right-hand corner, there's a donate button. And one of the things that we're trying to push is something called Peace Partners. And so this is a way to contribute to what we're doing by contributing a few dollars every month. And so you don't have to give this big old lump sum. You can just, donate $5-10 a month and help us, sustain the work that we're doing. So yeah, so just go to the website and you can learn how to do it there.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. So yeah. I know that Kids4Peace has a lot of social media. So I don't know if you guys are on the social media leadership board or what's happening, but can you list the social media so people can stay up to date and connect with you?
Yeah, so right now we're on Facebook and Instagram. Those are the two primary media accounts that we do. And we are just now putting together a team, a few students to meet with this young woman, Nailah. Oh, wait, that's you, Nailah. To brainstorm, how we can have a better, more efficient, more effective social media presence. So if there's any young people out there that, are looking for a platform, let us know and we can try to get you plugged in.
Yeah, for sure. So how can people get in contact with you, Adam? Because I know you're like the director of the Cincinnati chapter, just in case they have like any further questions or anything about getting their child involved.
Yeah. So on social media, I go by MC Till. So it's MCTILL on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of that. So you can just, send me a message and I can let you know what's what. And then my number, I give my number out all the time. It's 812-430-4464. Call me, text me. I'm very accessible. So.
Cool. Thank you. So this is for like all of you, and I want all of you to like touch on this question, but what is one piece of advice you would give to a parent interested, for you, Adam, or in signing up their child, or a child that is interested in joining Kids4Peace? So like they were like on the edge, like, hey, I want to do this. What would be one piece of advice to encourage them to like make that step? Sorry.
Well, I think do it. Please do.
Yeah.
It's really such a great experience, and everyone who I've ever met that's been connected to Kids4Peace would be more than happy to have you here. We want you to join us. It's just such a welcoming, open community, and I love it here. Please come join us. We want to have you. So I think that's my advice.
I would also say just do it. One of my biggest regrets is not knowing about this when I was younger, because I joined it when I was a little bit older. It just, there are like every like type of person in this camp and in this organization. It just like, you'll make like so many friends, and it's just like the greatest experience and greatest like thing to be a part of.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I would say that it's a unique space. I would tell parents it's a very unique space in that it welcomes young people who have a strong tie to their faith. It also welcomes young people who maybe are, frustrated that, their parents are making them come, to, whatever religious service they have to go to, and they're frustrated, but that they can't really authentically be themselves because they're afraid of what their leader will say or whatever. And this is a space where they can really be themselves and be valued for who they are and what they think and what they believe. And we actually had an experience with one young person where he was not feeling his religious experience at all, but coming to Kids for Peace and seeing that other young people were having, more positive and, experiences with their faith kind of changed the way that he thought about faith, and so it's just a really unique space where it's very open and affirming, and you don't have to worry about, like, some parents are worried, like, are you going to teach my kid, to believe something else? And it's like, no, they're going to learn. They're going to learn about what other people think, what other kids believe, and they're going to find that these other students are just can be great friends and see them as potential friends versus, the other or someone different from me, but just as potential friends. So it's a very unique space. That's how I would tell parents.
Right. So like, do you guys usually host like your events and stuff at different churches or just like community centers, churches?
Yeah, we move around. Whoever will have us. We're
Okay.
kind of homeless in that way. But actually, just recently, someone on our board said, "Hey, we should have a physical space because this is a very important program. It's valuable, and the kids need a space to call their home, to create it, engineer it how they want, And so Zoe is actually pioneering the search and is out there looking for physical spaces, a physical space for us to meet in and call our home. So I don't think you don't have a space yet, do you, Zoe? No. We're still in the early stages of that.
Zoe, I can help you out with that.
There you go.
Excellent.
Like, help you out, because it'd be great to have like a Kids for Peace Cincinnati home. That'd be great. So we can always go to that space and call that home. So that'd be great. So I can definitely work with you on that. And
that sounds great.
Have you guys ever had the chance to like mix with the other different children from across the world, like with the other Kids for Peace organizations?
Well, actually, lately, with everything being online, that's been one of the coolest things about, I guess, having to do everything over Zoom is that we're not really separated by distance anymore. Mm-hmm. So we've had one of our first Zoom meetings, we had some of the students from Israel join us. And that was really cool. That was really fun. And we've been doing a lot of meetings with people from Seattle, and that's been really cool. One of the girls who was part of the Seattle program and I actually were working on leading presentations together and things, which would never have happened if we weren't doing everything over Zoom. So that's been cool.
Yeah, it'd be cool to, like, once the pandemic cleared up and all this, to like maybe do like a mission trip and travel to see some of the other students in person.
Yeah. So last summer we had a national youth conference, youth summit rather, out in Seattle, and that was going to be an annual thing, but because of the pandemic, we weren't able to do it this year. But we took 3 students and Farha, so 4 students basically, out to Seattle for about a week, Sunday through Thursday. And that was very eye-opening for them because they got to see how the Seattle chapter, kind of meshed and melded and learned from them. And then one of those leaders actually came back and helped lead the camp here for the middle school students. So that was very cool. And once we get through the COVID-19, I hope that we can start that program up again to where we can have that National Youth Summit and kids from all the different chapters and anywhere can come and be together and mix and mingle and learn and grow together. So.
Yeah, that'd be really great.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get that back going next year in 2021.
Hopefully.
Everyone is graciously waiting for.
I know. We can just get through this year. Oh, this has been a year.
So Adam, is there any last thoughts you just wanted to leave with everyone about Kids for Peace at all, or any of you two?
Yeah, just the space, like I mentioned earlier, like the thing that I love about it is just the space for the kids. Halima mentioned Farha. So Farha was on the board. She was one of the leaders, and she invited Halima in. And I don't know the exact quote, but Halima said that what really inspired her was that the kids just so naturally, when they came into the camp, when they saw each other, they saw potential friends. And that just really stuck with me, especially in this current climate where everything is so polarizing and there's so much of like us and them out there. Just to have a space where the kids can just be together, no matter where they come from, no matter who their parents are, no matter what, they can just be, you know, a family together, be friends first and foremost. So I love the aspect of Kids for Peace, and that's what I would leave with people.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Halima, Zoe?
I think you said everything, Adam.
Yeah, so lastly, Adam, I know you were looking for like some youth, young leaders in Cincinnati around the community. Are you still looking for like young leaders around my age? I'm only 21 too, but
yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. If someone wants to get involved, just reach out to me, and we'll figure out what your strengths are and how you want to engage, and we'll do it.
Okay. Well, thank you for reaching out to me. First of all, I'm really excited to be a part of this program. So, but it looks like that's a wrap. We had a really great conversation today, and I'm really thankful that you all joined me today with this show. So, thank you for that. And I hope you all enjoyed your opportunity as well.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having us.
Yes, thanks again for being here with me. And I really hope that everyone listening, we didn't have any questions, but we do have a lot of people tuning in. So I hope that everyone listening enjoyed the conversation in the interview and learned a lot about Kids for Peace and how they can support and be a part of this wonderful organization. So please be sure to support, get involved, and connect with K4P and follow organizations on social media. Like they said, they're on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. That was all on the website, so I assume that's all the social media. And then also connect with Adam if you are interested in learning more, being a part of Kids for Peace Cincinnati. So lastly, don't forget to tune in again next Saturday at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Asia Harris will be hosting the 11 a.m. show, and Jordan Ivory will be hosting the 6 p.m. show. So be sure to tune back in for them next week. And also be sure to check out the Influencer Show on the Herald TV YouTube channel, like the Cincinnati Herald on Facebook, and follow us at Cincy Herald on Twitter and Instagram. And as always, you can visit us at thecincinnatiherald.com. That goes for y'all too, if y'all want to make that logo. So thank you to everyone that tuned in today, to the influencers at home. Thank you again to Adam and Zoe and Halima, and for tuning in with me today and having this conversation. So everyone stay healthy and have a wonderful rest of your weekend. All right. Thank you guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.